Namaste. What if I told you most pregnant women are not struggling with pregnancy? They are struggling with fear. Fear of wearing different masks, fear of miscarriage, fear of some up and downs in the reports, fear of not being able to do the perfect rituals, fear of labor pain, fear of becoming a mother, rather fear of not becoming a good mother, fear of something going wrong. There is always some uncertainty in them, fear of losing control, fear of the future, and sometimes fear without any reason at all. The reports are normal, the scans are normal, the baby is healthy, you are doing everything fine, and yet the mind keeps on whispering something that what if, what if. Does this sound familiar to you? Then today's conversations may become one of the most important conversations during pregnancy for you and for your mind. Because today we are not talking about fear actually, we are talking about freedom. Freedom from these fearful thoughts. Namaste, I'm Dr. Preeti Trivedi, your sacred pregnancy architect. And today, I want to talk about something that almost every pregnant woman experience in her pregnancy journey, but very few openly discuss about it. And yes, that is fear. Not because fear is bad, but because fear becomes dangerous when it stays unconscious. That means you are not aware that you are being in that state because we don't understand it and we begin to be in that energy and it begins to control us. And when we understand, it begins to heal. So the fear, sometimes this fear doesn't come from pregnancy at all. Like we feel that yes, we are in this state and that is why this is coming. No. Sometimes pregnancy simply reveals the fear that we're already living inside us. Fear of failure, fear of being alone, fear of not being enough for maybe your baby during your this journey, fear of disappointing people, fear of making mistakes, fear of uncertainty, and suddenly pregnancy shines a light on every hidden corner of your heart. So it existed in you, but pregnancy is the journey which just puts out the light on it. Not because something is wrong, but motherhood is asking you to heal those corpus. Dear Blossom, pregnancy is not only creating a baby, pregnancy is also creating a mother in you. And every fear that is coming up in this journey may simply be asking for your attention. Before your baby arrives, you need to address these. And that is why I often say that the greatest preparation for your birth is definitely not decorating the nursery or your baby's room. Rather, it is creating safety within yourself. Let's start with a simple question. What if fear is not your enemy? We all are afraid of it, but what if it is not your enemy? What if fear is simply a messenger? Think about it. Every fear is trying to protect you. Fear is your brain saying, Please stay safe. So the problem is sometimes this protection system of yours becomes overreactive, becomes oversensitive. Just like sometimes the smoke alarm rings even when there is no fire. And that's exactly what is happening during this pregnancy phase. Here, I would say that many women tell me in my clinic, Doctor, I think I'm becoming too much emotional. But I want you to hear this very carefully. You aren't becoming weak. You are becoming aware of your emotions, aware of your state, and pregnancy naturally makes you a little sensitive, more alert, more connected, more into that protective mode. Nature is preparing you for motherhood. So the mother is always need to be alert. So the motherhood, your heart is becoming softer, your intuitions are becoming stronger, your awareness is spreading outwards and even deep. But sometimes that heightened awareness gets translated into anxiety. Suddenly, every symptom feels very big, very important, and we keep on attending to it. Every story from a relative feels personal. Every Google search creates a new worries in your mind, and every hospital visit feels bigger than it actually is. Not because that something is wrong, but because your mind is constantly scanning for any danger and your mind is trying to protect you. Let me give you a new way to understand fear. Okay? So, fear, F. F stands for future. Fear almost always lives in the future, not in this exact moment. Always it is going to ask about something happening in future. But what might happen tomorrow? What if this goes wrong? See, everything is future. Then comes E. E is nothing but expectations. What if I don't do everything right? What if I don't, I am not becoming a good mother? What if I'm not enough? Every expectations. A stands for assumptions. Most fears are assumptions. No facts, not reality, just stories created by our mind by assuming something to be real. So R stands for repetitions. The mind repeats these fearful thoughts until they start appearing real to you, even when they aren't. Future, expectations, assumptions, repetitions. So this is what fear is. Always remember something in future we are predicting. Future doesn't exist now. So fear doesn't only affect your emotions, this fear affects your perception. When fear enters, trust quietly leaves. You stop trusting your body. You stop trusting your baby. You stop trusting the process and you stop trusting life. Eventually, what happens? You stop trusting yourself, and that's why fear feels exhausting. You are almost tired, exhausted, because it doesn't just create an anxiety, it slowly steals your confidence. I remember in my clinic, a mother once told me that, Doctor, I don't think I can do this. I asked her gently, what exactly? Can you not do something? She paused, was not able to explain exactly. And then she said, I don't know. And in that moment, everything became clear. She wasn't afraid of childbirth. She wasn't afraid of pregnancy. She wasn't afraid of motherhood. Rather, she was afraid of her own fear. And maybe some of you are listening today may relate to this, may understand exactly what that feels like. When you are in that constant feeling of what if. So listen, fear says, what if something goes wrong? And how you can just encounter it with trust? It says, what if things work out beautifully? One hand, fear says, what if I fail? Replace it with trust. It says, what if I grow? Fear focuses on danger, trust focuses on the possibilities. Both are stories about future. The only difference is which story you keep rehearsing in your mind again and again and again. That becomes your reality, that becomes your personality. Now, let me share something very powerful. Trust is not the absence of fear. I'm not telling you that fear should completely be absent and then trust. No, trust is moving forward despite of fear. Many women wait for fear to disappear, but please understand, trust doesn't come after fear leaves. Trust grows when you keep walking. You keep rehearsing in your mind, even while fear is present. Just like courage, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the action in the presence of the reality. Understanding that future is yet to come. So whenever fear appears, I would always suggest you to come back to three sacred connections. Three key points. Number one, connector. Trust something bigger than yourself. God, nature, the divine, life, whatever resonates with your heart, everything is okay. But connect. Because pregnancy reminds us not everything in our life is in our control. So connection is important. And that's the number one step. Number two, connecting. Trust your body, trust your intuitions, trust the wisdom growing within you. Your body knows exactly far more than what your conscious mind can think. For generations, we women have created life and that memory exists in us. That wisdom still lives within you. So trust. Number three is connect around. Trust your support system, your partner, your family, your near ones, your doctor, your community. That is Sacred Pregnancy Hub. You were never meant to walk this journey alone, my dear. And when support is present, you know what happens? Fear naturally just becomes lighter and lighter and it fades away. Remember a thing very important, that your baby doesn't need a fearless mother. Your baby needs an aware mother, a mother who can say confidently that yes, I'm scared sometimes, but I choose trust. A mother who can say yes, I feel uncertain, but I choose faith. A mother who can say yes, I don't know everything, but I choose presence. That's what your baby wants. And that is what I say as emotional maturity. And that is one of the most beautiful forms of Garbhasanskar we do. And let me tell you that if you are a husband listening or watching this episode, today I want to speak directly to you. You cannot remove every fear your wife experiences every day or every moment. Dear husband, that is not your job. Your job is something far more powerful than this. And this is to become a safe place for her, to listen, to reassure, to stay present, to remind her that she is not carrying this journey, this responsibility, this whole path alone. You are there. Sometimes one loving sentence can calm a heart more than 100 pieces of advice. Your presence matters a lot to her. Imagine two pregnancies, one filled with constant fear and one like fear of what something goes wrong. So what if something, all the stories, and another filled with trust. Or I'll say let's take one journey and one day at a time, because during the pregnancy journey there are so many days of variation. So same mother, same baby, same circumstances. Difference is in emotional experiences. So the difference isn't in the pregnancy. Someday fear is going to exist and someday trust. You just imagine the difference. The difference is what relationship you make with uncertainty. And imagine that when you are in trust, what you experience. And that is exactly why womb wisdom exists. Because most pregnant women do not need more information. Most already have that information from the ocean of media. Why? What they need is that emotional safety, a place where they can exhale, where they can release, or a place where they don't have to pretend to be strong, a place where they know that there are so many other couples and women walking on the same path, a place where she can question, a place where she is welcome, a place where fears are understood, a place where couples grow together, a place where families prepare consciously. Womb wisdom, therefore, is not just a pregnancy community, it is a trusted ecosystem for 360-degree pregnancy wellness. And that is for mothers, for fathers, for couples, and for conscious families who want to experience this pregnancy consciously with a lot of awareness. Because no women, I'm on the mission that no woman should carry her fears alone. No couple should walk this sacred journey without support. And I'm bound to serve in that way. So tonight, before you sleep, place one hand on your heart and other on your womb. And experience the silence, connect, and whisper softly. Dear baby, I don't promise that I'll be never afraid of something, but I promise I'll keep on choosing trust again and again and again. Yeah. Because motherhood is not the journey of becoming fearless. Motherhood is the journey of becoming faithful to yourself, to having the freedom of your thoughts. And maybe that is the most beautiful Garbhasanskar of all when you understand this. One day your child will never remember your reports, your scans, your doctor visits, the hospital, the nursery room, nothing. But remember, deep within, they may carry the emotional environment in which they were nurtured, and that is today what you are experiencing. And what a beautiful gift it would be if that environment was not fear but trust. With this, I'm Dr. Preeti Trivedi, your sacred pregnancy architect. And until we meet next, trust the wisdom within you. Trust the life growing inside you, and trust the journey unfolding for both of you. Thank you. Namaste.